Now, he tweeted first thing this morning on trade, and here is that tweet. Canada has treated our agricultural business and farmers very poorly for a very long period of time, highly restrictive on trade. They must open their markets and take down their trade barriers. They report a really high surplus on trade with us. Do timber and lumber in U.S. That's the president's tweet. And here he is, Larry Kudlow, National Economic Council Director. Larry, great to see you, sir. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Stu. Appreciate it.
Okay, you just heard the president's tweet. Pretty strong stuff on tariffs and trade. And I'm looking at a headline in the Financial Times which says U.S. fires first shots in trade war with allies. Is it a trade war?
It is not. It is not. It is a trade dispute, and it's a trade dispute among family members, and all the doors are open, all the communication lines are open. That, by the way, was in the statement yesterday. We are continuing to discuss all these areas, whether it's steel or agriculture or NAFTA. The same is true with Europe. Discussions are ongoing. Whether these tariffs are finalized or not, I don't want to predict, but I will just say the president wants fairness and he wants reciprocity. Those are two key principles. And I really like the part that you read, I assume that was the president, that he would like to open markets and lower barriers. I can't tell you how important that approach is. So, if you lower barriers, hang on, so let me get this point out. If you lower barriers and open the door for American exports, we are the most competitive country in the world, as a recent survey just said. We will sell them tons. Tons and tons, whatever it may be, industrial, automobiles, farming, and so forth. That is the best way. That is the best way, not only for an even playing field, but to create economic growth. That's precisely what the president wants.
Larry,
we're just asking that these countries play ball with us.
You're using the tariffs as leverage. That's what it is, isn't it? You're acquiring leverage by the threat of tariffs. That's what's going on, right?
Well, I would just say, I might put it slightly differently, Stu. I would just say that when you have these complicated trade negotiations, part of it, and part of the president's quiver, is going to be tariffs, whether we like it or not. As you know, tariffs, not my favorite thing. But he has to use them in order to achieve the goal of leveling the playing field and bringing down these barriers that we just talked about and creating fair, equal trading conditions to help the American country and its workforce. And by the way, I'm a believer, if you move toward free trade, which is what the president wants, told me that a million times, and you can get these barriers reduced, and you can end the unfairness, and in China's terms, for heaven's sakes, end the illegal activities, we will help the United States, we will help the entire world economy. That's so important. The trading system is a fossil. It's a dinosaur. It needs to be reformed. Donald Trump is shaking the tree like he always does. He means it. I mean, it's funny. I think about this and I say, you know what? When he says these things, believe him. Please, believe him. He's deadly serious. And he may go down in history as the best trade reformer in I don't know how many years, 50 or 100 years. The trading system needs help. He wants to change it. He wants to make it fair. He wants to make it reciprocal. And he wants to help American workers, which I think will help the rest of the world.
Okay, we gave you an open field there to just go at it on trade, and Larry, we appreciate that. Let's turn to the economy. I think it was a pretty strong jobs report this morning, but I want to move further than that. Look at the second quarter of this year, the quarter that we are now in. After that pretty strong jobs report, a lot of people are talking about a 4% annualized growth rate in the second quarter. What say you?
Well, I agree with you. By the way, yesterday, this morning's job report was first rate, 223,000 jobs, unemployment rate ticking down, wages actually ticking up a bit. The Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta has a model. It's called GDP Now. They're predicting 4.7% in the second quarter. That is not our view. We would be thrilled to get 3% plus, but I just think it's interesting. They're looking at the same data. We had very strong consumer spending yesterday in the personal income report. We had very low inflation. These are ideal situations. The incentives, Stu, the incentives You know, people yelled at me, and they yelled at the president, they yelled at Kevin Hassett, and whatever. Lower tax rates, rollback of regulations, encourage and incentivize business and workers, keep more of what they earn, fatter paychecks. Listen, this stuff is working. We were told it wouldn't work. I know it's early in the game. I accept that. But right now, a year plus into it, it's working. We're already almost to 3%. People said we couldn't do it. So I'm pleased. I'm thrilled that this stuff is happening.
Okay, you're bullish. I can tell. Big smile there.